Did get cut off actually, but we managed to come back automatically. Possibly. Yeah, I think so. Unstable. Hopefully it'll like red here though, I don't know. There we go. Hopefully it'll get back to a reasonable bit rate here. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. That probably cut out, I guess. Looks like we started a new instance, potentially, of a stream. Okay, let's get back to where we were here. So one thing is we're not really using this anymore. I guess one problem is we're gonna have this issue, I think. I'm not sure if we're gonna have editor inside of here. Guess we'll give it a try. Okay, no, that seemed to work. It feels very race condition though, right? Because we're just counting on this thing being done before this gets done? Maybe that's not actually a race condition? I'm not sure exactly how require works, I guess. Probably wants this though. Okay. I don't know. Circuit looks pretty nice. I like this one. This is actually a different file too, right? This one is served locally by my computer. So I guess let's build this and make sure we can actually do it from the microcontroller. A bunch of this stuff changed. Well, I guess this one doesn't need an extra... Need another URL. Somehow it's still loaded anyway. Interesting. Okay, well, let's get rid of that. Text. I think I'll leave this. Eventually we might want to bring back the text area. Really what we need is probably like, if you fail to load this ACE thing, then you know, just use a text area like we had it before, where there's no syntax highlighting and line numbers and all that nice stuff, but you know, there's still an edit box, so you can still get done with whatever you need. That's probably ideal, is if it would fall back. For right now though, I'm just kind of defaulting into the ACE editor. Let's give it a try. So right now I'm still just building like this. Just into there. And make a build a CircuitPython. Restart to bootloader. I don't have the camera set up today, so there's nothing to see camera wise, but I do have a the Feather TFT here. I got it rebooting. It's on bootloader now. We'll copy this over once it's built. There it is. back to this one, which is actually on the device. See if our dynamic loading works. So this is cool if we do have the settings in there. I don't know that we'll want this, I guess, for the end user. But as like a, you know, playing grounds while we figure out which settings we want to use, by default at least. Seems pretty helpful. We go edit, it loads, we made it to here, Control E. Oh yeah, we got this. Okay, so we can also do things like size, which is cool. You know, it'd probably be good to have a little bar with some of this stuff on it. You know, another idea I had was like a help button. What if you could... Well, this one doesn't have very much like core code. Let's see, is there a different one of these? Node request test? What if there was like a help button and you could do like highlight a piece of code and then press the help button and it would search the docs. So like if I highlight this and I press the button and then it would go CircuitPython, it'd basically take you to this page but with this search filled in. Which then lets you get right into what this thing is. That seems pretty helpful if it could link you right from there to this, just in a different tab like that, maybe? That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this is just a URL, so we should be able to just link... Oh, but it does... Oh, but well, we clicked into it. Got keywords, yes. Area default. I don't know what those things do. We could start with just that. Okay, well this is pretty cool though. We got all of these settings now. Some things that I think are nice definitely are things like auto indent. Do they have the multiple? Should be careful just randomly editing this code. Why is this all commented out anyway? This one doesn't show too much. I wonder if that's a theme thing. No. Okay, somewhere in here I think there's like a dots for indentions. This says indent guides. I don't see that making a difference though. Consistent scroll bar. Animated scrolling. Ours isn't big enough to scroll. Oh, relative line numbers if you like that. I do not, but indented soft wrap. Highlight selected word. It's got foldable sections here built in, so that's kind of nice. We didn't really have to do anything to enable that bit of it, so. Okay. Folding. Cursor. don't know what that's doing. Behaviors. I don't know what that does either. These are missing. Oh wait, no, we're back in Python. Jeez, I was like, these are missing semicolons. So this has automatic undo redo as well. So like I made some changes earlier and I've changed them again now. I removed them, but I can just Control Z, work my way back through this stuff. Back to the old version. Let's see if we can hook up that help button. That seems like a cool thing to me. I do have to run to the restroom though, so I'm going to be back in just a minute. Okay. Sorry about that. Back now. So if we want to add a start by just, I think it's nice and easy to begin. Do we just make it another button? I wonder if clicking is going to make a thing not highlighted though, is it? Oh no, okay, it's still highlighted if I click outside. Yeah, let's just make another button. I don't know if it should be help or maybe it should be docs. Docs search, docs lookup. Editor's looking nice. Help functionality for the editor is excellent idea. Highlight and right click search a bunch. Nice. Yeah, thank you. I think help, even if you, because I think we could even do like Control H or something like that. I don't know if people will use it that way, but that seems really nice to me. If you could just do, highlight a thing, Control H, and then it just is like pop, new tab, search up that thing. So I'll try to get that one working as well. I think it should be easy enough once we get the actual link itself. So let's go whenever we click on the docs button. Start with a click listener, docs button. And I think we could find like, well, let's keep this JS open, new tab. It might just be weird, like make a link and then click it. Oh no, window.open URL, okay. URL, so we're gonna say we wanna go to this. With these ones, we wanna go to this, but at the end here, instead of this, we wanna go fill in the variable, which is gonna be editor, I think it's just get selection. Oh, right, you can have multiple selections. I think we just try to do the default single one. See what that does for us. And we should be able to try this one local, I think. Sometimes it's nice to test it here locally before I build and actually put it into the CircuitPython device. Ah, object. Okay, so we don't got the right code. See, that's where it's nice to be like, before we do the whole CircuitPython build and everything. I don't know. I think the page has this on there. We could look through it that way, but I think somewhere back here, one of these pages has all of this stuff. It has sessions. Theoretically, you could, well, tabbed editor. I mean, you could have multiple tabs for different files. That would actually be super sweet. You could also, well, multiple tabs for different files within one browser page. Not even like you could always have multiple browser tabs, have each one open to a different file. So maybe there's not much of a need for it separately. Looks like though it will manage sessions, so if you wanted to like click between files, it could remember where you're at and which file. Set session, so somewhere, get text range, maybe that's get selected range, get selected text. That's what we want, get selected text. It's a pretty good name for it. Nice. Yeah, so we searched NPR 121. Oh, that's really nice, actually. I really like that. Let's do Control H. That's super cool. That's such a small, simple thing, but makes it so nice and easy to, we have two Control E's here. What did we... Weird. We just get rid of that one, probably. Another one of these. And a huge labor saver, yeah. Not having to like open up separate things and go find different stuff and get to the right search page, copy pasting around. It leaves your keyboard open, or your clipboard, right? If you don't have to copy paste into the doc search, that means you get to keep whatever you had before, which is kind of nice. We should make sure Control H. Let's make sure we're not going to trample anything. Control H. Oh, it's find replace. It has built-in find replace. Pretty sure, right? This isn't part of the browser, is it? No. Oh, history, though, is what it does normally. Okay. Control H. What does Control F do? Oh, okay. What about Control R? Oh, Control R is reload, though. Can we override that? I think I want Control R to be replace. And Control H to be help. I guess we could do Control D for docs. Does Control D do duplicate, though? Oh, no, it's delete. I actually prefer duplicate. Like, if you put it on a line and then press Control D, it will duplicate that line. What about Control question mark? Is that weird? Oh, that comments out a line. Oh, because it's the single line comment, right. And there actually is no multi-line comment. What think I like Control H the best of the ones I've thought of so far, and then maybe we can put Control R for replace. We'll need to figure out how to do replace. Like show replace menu or something. How did it? Can we see what the available commands are? Oh wow. So I made save. Wow. Del. Control D. Duplicate selection. Control Shift D. Yeah. I would almost say swap those. I don't ever really do delete line, but I do duplicate line quite a bit. Where's replace? So we basically want to change this one to be Control R. I think is what it is in this. Yeah, so that's what I'm used to at least. So we're not going to add command. Instead, we're going to go... Okay, we're duplicated again. Well, I duplicated it because I was going to make a Control H for help. Control I for info. I do like that. Let's see if Control I does anything. Page info. That seems like a browser one though. Yeah, we could override that. Nobody uses that. So we could actually say Control I. Control I. Huh. Prevented it from opening a pop-up. Not really a pop-up though. It's a new tab. I guess that's a pop-up, is it? I2C. Nice. Control G. I thought about G for a second. I hadn't put it together with Go for GoToDocs yet. I do kind of like. I do think I like Control I. I do personally prefer Control R for replace, so I am still going to try to change H to R for that, but so I'm going to go editor commands dot commands dot replace. You know what would be nice is if these were all listed somewhere other than here. Replay macro. Replay macro. So you can like record a macro, maybe get it to run. That sounds dangerous, honestly, though. It sounds cool on the surface, but also if I think about it a bit more, I'm like, boy, you could really mess up your code pretty quick. Of course, you all have undo history, so that's good at least. Let's see. We're gonna go replace and then just bind key and then win. And I'll leave Mac alone because it looks like Mac is a different thing anyway. So commands.replace.bindKey.win Control R. I think that will do that. For instance, nope, that reloaded. Maybe we can't actually override reload. Okay, for a second, let me try, try this one, just to make sure that it's not like just a difference between changing versus adding. Oh yeah, no, that seemed to work fine. Well, I guess, I mean, yeah, I don't think it reloaded, because it's still, like, selected and stuff. I guess we could, like, edit, and then Control R. Yeah, didn't reload, because it still has this. Okay. Must have done that wrong. Huh. But not, well, I have it turned off now, but... Voice Control R. Well, I know I left this, though. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I guess we could always add a new one that overwrites the old one, but... I don't quite want to, like, change everything. Oh, hey, there's a list of these. You want to change them though? How do I change them? This React Ace though. Okay, here's a list of these also. The other thing is I could try like higher up or something. Of course, we're also calling add commands, but then only giving it one command, which is probably inefficient. Oh, but I don't know, how do we show that thing? Need to know programmatically how to show that thing. Probably some good things to go through in there. It's command manager. New command. If we could find the code for the actual control H. Place box. So we got editor, search box dot replace box. Oh, still reloaded. Control G might be a thing. Seemed like it. Probably gonna give up on the controller pretty quick. Really convinced this is working. Okay. Oh, weird. If I don't have that line, it works. Oh, okay. Crashed and then fell back to the regular condition, I guess. So this editor is different. Goodness. So I think this is like overwriting our other editor object. Or not. Find. Where did I find that before? I don't know how I found that. On context menu? Be cool maybe to add it into here as well. I don't know, that might be too much. That earlier. Weird. I can't keep going back up. Exec command. But it's probably replace instead of find, maybe? Yep. Exec command. Let's go look at the docs for that, because that sounds like there's a lot of things. Oh, awesome. Undocumented. Perfect. Really? That's a bummer. And you know this. Is there a thing in here called commands or something? Command manager? what that does. Okay. Do command with no arguments. All right, well, maybe it's well, I guess it's all the things on commands like this thing. Yeah, okay. And replace exists in here. Yeah. Okay. R for replace, I for info. E for settings. Oh, settings is not working anymore. Oh, this is probably breaking it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's try it on the device. It's been a while since we ran it for real. Go to bootloader. Maybe it should be F1. F1 key do anything? Remember when F1 key used to be help? Huh. One key is still help. They're all the hotkeys, shortcuts. In mine down here. Huh. Alright, well that's good to know. Do you do anything? Got the builder and bootloader copied over. Should probably have a link back to FS maybe. Or really, we have like breadcrumbs links with each folder. Actually, does it show you folders? That does, okay. Uh-oh. Hmm. Seems like it's starting the request for the file. Seems like it's finishing the request to load the page. Didn't change so much. Oh, I bet you. Single line comments. I have single line comments. this stuff worked. Wonder if there's a maximum size? We just made it over the maximum size? Gotta run, thanks for the stream. Learning a little here and there. Most of the terminology won't be dangerous quite a while at this rate. Yeah, see you later, Seagrover. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. It never finishes loading. Get to bootloader. I'll probably be taking off before too long here. Hopefully we will maybe get this back to working. My theory right now is we just kind of made it above whatever the limit for a single chunk is. Like this thing is returning send chunk. Maybe there's like a cap for that and we are passing it or something. You know, we could look for Video output, are we getting anything there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, did we get end of JS? No. So we roughly split it in half. This doesn't work, I'll go back and just start removing stuff. You see if we can figure out if there was a specific thing we added that did it, or if it's more just like the amount of things we added. And the other thing is a lot of this JavaScript could also just get hosted statically inside Git or anywhere. GitHub. We could be loading this separately. It doesn't necessarily... The microcontroller inside of... Well, the server inside the microcontroller doesn't necessarily need to actually contain all this JavaScript. It could contain just a script tag like this that links to a file with this stuff in it. Then it would... If that is the problem that we're running into, then it should not be as big of an issue. Oh, we still get the same thing this way. I never did get my print. So I had the settings menu working at one point. Try no control R. I think we had control I working. Well, I guess we never tested from the microcontroller. I wonder if these slashes could mess it up. No, because we had it working after this, because we had the settings menu. Doesn't even seem like we start the request for the file, honestly. view the source either. Well, I guess we tested too long in the local server where we went back to the microcontroller. Should have done that a little bit more incrementally. Did all of my like Control I and Control R. I did all that stuff since the last time. Okay. So now, is there a specific thing? Could this be? One thing is our slashes here are in single quotes, and our slashes here are in backticks. Do we have any other backticks on this page? Do inside fetch. Do inside docs button as well, actually. Interesting. Oops. Missed the pencil there. One doesn't actually have much for code. The actual search works. Actually the same exact thing as this. It shouldn't really be something to do with the actual code. No idea what happens with commented out stuff. Okay. Trying to figure out if there's actually something specific about this. I guess, well, I'll try that afterwards. So one way to try would be to include the control I, but maybe get rid of the control R or something else. And if control I works when control R is gone, everything loads fine, then that means we are probably at a limit of just the amount of stuff we're returning in our chunk. But if control I still doesn't work, maybe there's just a problem with the way I'm doing control I. Does load. And it console logs fine. So weird. I can't help but shake the feeling that this fancy string is somehow related. So we're gonna try it like this. Seems real weird though, because it is same code inside the docs button click listener, which seems to be working. That's where we are right now on hotkeys. Gotten rid of R. guess another question would be, we take back out the window.open from Control I and put back Control R. Are we able to run or not? Still trying to tease out whether there's a specific issue with what I was doing in Control I. Not working this way. Oh. Boy. That seems like part of the problem. So that would have just become a problem. No. Seems so weird to me that would be the thing. These do appear to be cut. With the open commented out, but with Control R added back. Also surprised that if our issue was size, that when we split it to 2 sen chunks, didn't help it some. Basically just calling sen chunk over and over with more data each time. Okay. It's still broken back this way. Okay. I do think I'm about to head out here pretty quick. I think we've figured this out. It seems likely that there's a maximum size that this can be, and we have a couple of possible solutions. For one, it ought to be possible to use the multiple send chunks. I don't know. It didn't seem to work when I tried it earlier, but I would think it ought to be possible to do that. Another thing is, like I talked about before, our JavaScript could get hosted on the internet somewhere. We could load all of it from there. Oh, this one actually doesn't work. Doesn't even print like the starting JS. So the comments may not be quite as simple as we thought, because I'm pretty sure the exact same code, pretty sure this worked when we ran it. I guess it could always not work now. Oh. I have two of these open. Seemed like it changed. Pretty sure we did have this one work out at one point, but seem like we do anymore. Like 100 or so less characters. Hmm. I swear we did get it to work once. Maybe it's like also has to do with the amount of memory or something open. Where's this file? And spend time on this until we prove that actually works. That's 2878, and it should not work if our results are consistent. So it's only about 100 characters or so less than this where it does end up working correctly. You know, one thing I noticed is we have a closing script and an opening body. Why don't we have a closing head? Huh. It's cut out for the minified, I guess? Weird. I guess there's no opening head either. So I would think this would have been a way to get around our issue by splitting this into two calls here. Got 1,139 characters in one, so we're well under the size we were when it started failing, at least for each of them. So just broke it in a random spot before. Maybe it ends where you actually end the first chunk or something. I mean, this generates this page too by doing a bunch of send chunks for each of these lines, so... see, we got to the same thing here. Well, we'll have to figure that out. That's the end of the response. We don't want to do that yet. Because a lot of these, they just send chunk, send chunk, send chunk. $1,801 characters. Might be worth checking if we still need this connection close. The other thing that might be worth it is add some print statements in between these, or maybe even before as well, to print to the console and just say, like, when it's done. That way we know, at least from the server side, whether it thinks it has returned that response chunk or not. I think I'm gonna head out for now, though. I think I'm done for now working on it. So we got some pretty cool stuff working. Proved out a couple more features. This one ended up kind of pushing us, well, a couple of them ended up pushing us over an edge. So we can't quite show them all at once right now, but up with more of these things in here. The other thing I'll maybe do, just to prove out that this is definitely a size problem, is just to add a bunch of, like, get it to where it does work, which is hopefully where we're going to be after I install this. And if things stay consistent on us, then this one should work. It did earlier. Get to the point where it does work, and then I'll just add a bunch of arbitrary, like, console log something, just like 10 or 20 lines of it, or as many lines as we need to see if we break it that way as well. Just to prove that, like, arbitrary increases in code are actually what causes that state where it never finishes loading there. Yeah. This one does work. So then, you know, I go back here and I do, like, add a bunch of these and see if it ends up breaking again. But that's an exercise for a different day. I'm gonna head out for now, so thanks again. C. Grover left a little while ago, but thank you to C. Grover for hanging out, watching along. Thank you to anybody else that's watching. I'll be back on... Should be back on Friday for Deep Dive for sure. I may try to stop by Show and Tell again and show off the progress we have on this, because I do think it's a pretty interesting stuff. Oh, looks like Desk of Lady Ada is actually going live right now, so if you're watching this and you want to watch some more Adafruit content, head over to the Adafruit channel and check out Desk of Lady Ada. I'll probably switch over and watch that here for a bit as well. So thanks again, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.